Are you unmotivated to stretch? In this video, I'm going to show you how I like to integrate mobility exercises into my training sessions so it doesn't cost me any extra time. I definitely recommend always doing a separate warm-up, but I'm also a big fan of implementing mobility exercises that target the muscles and joints that you need in your strength sets. This can increase your mobility faster, especially if you are lacking a lot of range of motion in specific areas. Since you have to rest in between sets anyways, why not using the resting time efficiently? Today I'm going to show you 4 examples of mobility and strength exercises that complement each other when performed as a superset. The first mobility exercise is the front foot elevated deep lunge. This one targets our ankles and hips of the elevated foot, and you will also feel a good stretch in the hip flexor of the rear leg. The front elevated foot allows for an increased flexion in the ankle. Make sure to keep your knee in line with your big or second toe. This also mimics the movement pattern of the squat. Therefore, I recommend supersetting this exercise with any type of squat variation to increase the range of motion and prime your joints, tendons and muscles for the higher load in your strength-based movement. You can perform this exercise with or without weights, but the key is a slow and controlled movement. The second mobility exercise, the lateral half kneeling lunge, does also target your hips, but focuses more on opening the adductors. The added weight helps you to sink even deeper into the lateral lunge. Use a weight that increases your range of motion, but don't aim for full failure or exhaustion. Every mobility exercise that you're supersetting with your strength exercise is just about performing quality full range of motion movement patterns. I like doing the lateral loaded lunge combined with strength exercises such as Cossack squats that require a lot of mobility in your ankles and adductors. The third mobility exercise, hanging scapula shrugs, is very underrated but should never be missing in any training program. They are so important for general shoulder health because they strengthen your scapula, and by doing so, you also increase the range of motion. The goal is to go from a dead hang, meaning shoulders are pulled towards your ears, to an active hang, meaning shoulders are shrugged away from your ears. Since this is oftentimes a limiting factor in an exercise like pull-ups, those will help you to strengthen and pre-activate your scapular depression. To balance out the stress or compressing put on the shoulder joint during pressing exercises like bench press or overhead press, you can add in a simple 15 to 30 second dead hang, which offers a healthy joint distraction. And the final mobility exercise that I want to show you in this video is the deficit Romanian deadlift. You might think that we are talking about a strength exercise, and it certainly is. But the deficit Romanian deadlift does also increase your range of motion in your hamstrings. In this loaded mobility exercise, we create something like a pre-stretch, which happens in the eccentric phase before the contraction in the concentric phase. And since we are working with strength, this stretch is very controlled. The elevation just enhances the stretch even more. If you're working with the elevation, it is key to keep your knees just slightly bent and keep the weight close to your body. When I'm integrating deficit deadlifts in a superset with another strength exercise, I like to keep the weight lighter and again focusing on a slow and controlled movement pattern. If you don't have a barbell, you can also use kettlebells or dumbbells to perform the deficit Romanian deadlift. I superset deficit deadlifts with any type of movement that require a lot of hamstring mobility. For example, core movements like toes to bars or V-ups, those require a lot of compression and core strength, but also a lot of hamstring mobility to actually get into this compressed position. So these were my 4 strength and mobility supersets, and I hope that this video inspired you to train smarter and with more quality. And remember, you can only get stronger if you're using the correct technique of a specific exercise, and as a result, use the full range of motion to strengthen every possible position that your joints are able to get into. And therefore, you will also prevent getting injured, which again allows for building strength over multiple weeks, months, and even years without unnecessary breaks because of an injury or discomfort in certain movements. And if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to subscribe and like and share this video, and I see you in the next one.